Hi guys, 2 videos in one day. I'm on a roll. Okay, so I have gotten a lot of recent requests to talk about my nursing school journey and the life of a nurse. My duties, the money, all that good stuff. These questions are coming from my Instagram, from my YouTube, and personal messages that people sent me. So let's get down to the good-ish. Hey guys, so I live in California. I recently got married in September. I've been with my husband for 7 years, and he went through my whole nursing school experience with me, and it wasn't easy. But now that I'm finished and I'm working, going to nursing school was the best decision I ever made. I always encourage people to do it because I love my job most of the time. Now, I love my jobs. There's, emotional days. There's days where I'm super busy and running around like crazy. The unit that I work on is just insane. But I wouldn't change it for the world. So, I originally graduated from high school, went to a 4-year university, and intended on going to med school. I was at the university for 2 years and decided that med school was just not my thing. So I stopped that, and one day I was looking in the penny saver and saw a trade school to be a surgical technician. And so I was like, you know what, let me do this. It was $19,000 for the program. I did it, I graduated, and I did my clinicals at the hospital that I'm currently working at, and I fell in love with the hospital and with the being in the operating room, and I saw what the nurses did, and I was like, you know what, F this. Let me go to nursing school. So I went to Riverside Community College, did my PreReqs, and got into the nursing program there. So for your PreReqs, you need anatomy, micro, and chemistry as your sciences, and then you need English, a college algebra, just other stuff. The better the grades for my program, the better the grades, the more points you get, the higher the points you get into the program. Well, it was an amazing experience. I met so many friends. First semester is just basic fundamentals, skills. I was with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, while going through, he was there when I got accepted, and so he went through the whole thing with me. He worked the majority to try to take care of the majority of the bills. We did live together. And then I also worked as a bartender, and working and going to nursing school was a hot mess. My husband. I would not recommend working full-time and going to nursing school. It was so much added stress. Luckily, my sister was a registered nurse, so I would call her all of the time whenever I had to do care plans and whenever I had a question on anything. So the program for me was a 2-year program, 4 semesters. My suggestions for nursing school would be to make friends and get a study group going, people that have good study habits that you can study with, bounce ideas and information off of each other, quiz each other. There was some girls, Amanda, Natalie, Lindsay, Brittany, Sarah, hi guys, that I was always with. We would go to class early, would study in the library together, we would go to Panera and have study sessions. I really, really highly suggest you get that close group of friends to kind of help each other along the way, and just to be your support system. They're an amazing support system. I love them to death. They are a few of my bestest friends in the world. They came to my wedding. I love them to death. I love you guys. So just make sure you guys, I would suggest getting a good study group to help each other through the way. And then on top of going to school, you had clinicals. So you would go to the hospital and pair up with a nurse that worked there and kind of shadow them and work on your skills. So starting IVs, giving medications, doing dressing changes, different things that you would do as a real nurse, but you're under the watch of the nurse that you're assigned to. So there was that. I loved every bit of nursing school. I'm not going to tell you it was easy, because it definitely was not, but again, it was the best decision that I ever made. So after graduating from nursing school, it was time to find a job, and I got extremely lucky. Well, I'm blessed. Like I said, I was a bartender, and I had a coworker that worked with me, and his aunt was a charge nurse at the hospital that I'm currently working on. And she came into the bar one night, and I was chit-chatting with her. I talked to her for about 30 minutes. It was like a full-on kind of interview. She was asking me why I chose nursing, and we were just having a conversation. I bought her a glass of wine, and we exchanged contact information. She told me to email her my resume. This was on a Friday night, so I emailed her my resume, and on Monday I got a call for an interview. So I interviewed that Thursday with the director of the unit and the charge nurse of the unit that I interviewed for. And then the Thursday following that, I had a phone interview. And then on that Monday, they called and offered me the position. And I took it. I actually was offered 2 different positions for 2 different units, but I took the position that I am at now, which is cardiac. I work on a cardiac unit. I love my heart patients. I love my coworkers. And anyway, so I took that. That was in April of 2013. So I've been at my hospital for a little over a year now. It was my first nursing job ever, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at. When I first started and I shadowed like my nurse, I felt like I had no idea what I was doing. There's so many different aspects to nursing than what you think there is. So, but it's a learning process. You learn on the job. I was with another nurse for 12 shifts, and then they threw me out on my own, but my coworkers are amazing. I learned something new every day. They're very approachable. I was able to ask questions, and a year later, I am a cardiac surgery specialist, and I just couldn't be happier with where I am at in my life. So that is a little bit of my nursing history. The good thing about nursing is you can go anywhere. So I work on cardiac, there's neuro, there's L&D, there's mother baby, there's GI, there's so many different fields of nursing, so many different hospitals. You can go, wherever you want and do anything in nursing. Right now I am in school for my bachelor's degree, so I can move forward with my career and keep going. Like with nursing, it's, you can have your bachelor's, your master's, your doctorate, and there's so many different things that you can do in the field. So I want to further my education and keep going. I'm not gonna stop. And yes, the pay also is pretty lovely. It's when you hear it, like, oh, you're gonna make, however much, $70,000 a year, and you're like, well, I'm gonna make all that much money, but in California, that doesn't go very far. Luckily, I do have my husband, and so put together, we do make a really good living. But again, nursing for me isn't about the money. It's so rewarding. My patients, they tell me I'm an angel, and I've help them so much. It's really, really hard being a patient in the hospital, and the very least I can do is try to make their hospital experience, better. I mean, it's not better, but try to make it, so that they're not miserable. So I try to do that for my patients, and while I get some crazies, I do get some really sweet, kind, funny, just really high-spirited, amazing patients, and I love my job. Yesterday was a little stressful because I discharged 4 patients and got 4 back, but with the help of my coworkers, I made it through the day. And yes, so on my unit, we have pretty much all cardiac patients that have had heart attacks, patients that have coronary artery disease or blockages in their heart, and we do stents. People that have syncopal episodes, like they pass out, and most of the time we think that's cardiac related. People that have high potassium, it has effects on the heart. People that have, I don't know, some sort of underlying heart issue. So we are focused around the heart on my unit. So I love my heart patients. I also take care of patients that have had open heart surgery of some sort. So they've had a coronary artery bypass graft, or they've had an aortic valve replacement or a mitral valve replacement, things of that nature. And again, you learn on the job. When I first started, I was horrified. Like, my patient would be complaining of, oh my gosh, I'm having chest pain, like this intense pressure, and I feel like I can't breathe. And I would be like, what do I do? Like, they try to teach you in school, but like, I have no idea. Like, I didn't know what to do. But then you use the phone a friend, and you would get your charge nurse or another nurse involved, and another experienced nurse, and they come in and they help. Like, I love you guys so much. My coworkers are the best. They've become some of my closest friends. So you pull them in, or if you have if you're like kind of worried, your patient doesn't look like she's doing too good, and you're just like, let me get a second opinion. You call somebody else in for help. So my patient was having chest pain. I didn't know what to do. So I called my charge nurse in. She's like, okay, and you kind of learn from experience. With nursing, as you get experience, you can go anywhere else. I see myself maybe when I get a little older, maybe doing something like labor and delivery, which is kind of, I don't really know if it's mellow, but it seems mellow. My job is a lot of running, fast paced, go, go, go. But I love it. One thing I do like about nursing is the scheduling. I work 3 days a week, 12-hour shifts, 7 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., which is awesome that I have 4 days off during the week. So one of those days I used to recover, because working 12-hour shifts is not easy. While the days go by super fast, nursing, it's like a very heavy, you're flipping and turning, and it's very physical. You're doing a lot. So if I do work 3 days in a row, which I really try not to, it's the worst. If I do work 3 days in a row, that fourth day, I'm like pretty much just dead in bed, just trying to recover. But it's nice because if you wanted to kind of go on a vacation, you can schedule yourself. My weeks at work start on Sunday, so I can schedule myself Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I can be off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go back on Thursday, and that's not like without any vacation time. So it's pretty awesome. So I love that. Not all jobs are 3 days a week. There's, GI labs or cath labs that I think that are Monday through Friday, the regular 8-hour shift or 410s. But again, like, the versatility and the flexibility and everything with nursing is amazing. Any specifics about nursing school that I can tell you? I would go 3 days a week, 4 days a week to school. It involved a lot of studying. I had no life. I was constantly like studying. It's so much information, but again, it was well worth it. So okay, so my advice on getting into a nursing program: first thing, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't apply to just one school. I applied to the majority of all the schools in my area: Riverside, Orange County, LA County, San Bernardino County. I applied everywhere. Rule number 2, freaking get good grades in your prereqs. I mean, it is so important. So your anatomy, your micro, your chemistry, like your sciences, are super important. Those are like your core classes. So by all means, get A's in those classes. Volunteer. They give you extra points if you volunteer or if you work in the health field already. So try to do that. Most important is volunteer and get good grades in your prereqs and apply to many different schools. Don't limit yourself to one, because different schools have different requirements, and apply everywhere. In nursing school, get a study group to study with, practice your skills. When they say nursing school is like a commitment, it freaking is. So try not to work if you don't have to. And seriously, study the majority of the time. Read, watch videos, Google stuff, watch YouTube videos on stuff if you don't understand. Make sure you get the knowledge. And if you do that, then you'll make it through nursing school. For NCLEX, for boards, what did I do? Practice questions. Seriously, like I got like some sort of NCLEX like CD, and it had like 3,000 practice questions on it, and I just did the questions over and over and over again. When I missed it, I read the rationale of why I missed it so I understand, and that helped me. I took my NCLEX, passed on the first try. I practice questions for NCLEX. For getting a job, networking, know people. Like if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, try to get to that person to try to get a job. Like honestly, put yourself out there, meet people, perfect your resume, do whatever you can to get in there. And I Googled like nursing interview questions to try to prepare, to kind of know what they're gonna ask me. I Googled that, I asked my sister, and boom, I got the first job that I ever applied for. When you are starting out as a new graduate and you're working on the floor, ask questions. If you don't ask and something goes wrong, it's on you. So there's never a stupid question. Your charge nurse is always available for you to ask questions. I'd rather you come to them than let a patient sit there in respiratory distress because you think, you know, that they're fine or that the O2 sat is incorrect or whatever. So always ask for help. You learn every day, and yes, that is it. Going through nursing school, your support system is number one. So I had my friends that were super important. I had my husband that fully supported me, my family, and my sister. So I am now a registered nurse and I love it, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. So I'm a nurse / makeup addict. And yes, if y'all have more questions about nursing or nursing school, leave it in the comments down below and I will answer them. Or you're always more than welcome to leave a question on my Instagram page. It's kind of easier for me to reply on Instagram. So you can leave a question on one of my pictures on my Instagram. If you're not following me on my Instagram, you should, because I am constantly doing giveaways there. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.